So today, we're going to do some basic things to help us keep doing what we love in the world. Because while I love yoga, and yoga may be your love too, it's not the end game. What it's really about is helping us stay well so that we can do what we love in the world and take care of people. As Howard Thurman said, don't ask what the world needs. Go find what makes you feel alive and do it, because the world needs people who have come alive. So we're going to do a little bit of core strengthening and balance and some front body opening and with some stillness. So I invite you to grab a couple of yoga blocks. I'm sitting on a block. You might want to have a strap. And we'll get going. So I invite you to sit up tall. Feel your spine nice and long, like somebody is drawing you up from the crown of your head with a string. And then roll your shoulders up, back and down. And then simply pay attention to your breath. So breathing in through the nose, maybe even resting a hand on your belly, feeling your belly fill. And then exhaling, keeping the spine long but pulling the low belly in, releasing the air. So inhaling through the nose again. And exhaling. So this time, maybe inhaling through the nose and exhaling out a big ha sound. Do that again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out. This time, inhale through the nose and exhale out the ha sound, but with your mouth closed. Spine long. So that nice deep ocean breath, you could keep doing that for your whole practice. So think of one thing you love to do in the world and what quality will help you keep doing it. That'll be your intention. So maybe it's confidence, or patience, or compassion. So once you set your intention, let it go. And gently open your eyes and just look from side to side. We're starting to feel the movement in our neck. Right, so maybe you want to take yourself from ear to ear again, just slowly and gently. And then stopping on one side, you could reach the opposite fingertips away and get a deeper stretch. Or maybe you can hold on. And you could gently gaze down at your knee. And maybe look up. See how that feels. And gently releasing. Come on back to center for a moment. So always checking in with your body. Just doing some deep noticing. Go to the other side. Go deeper if you like. Maybe looking down and gently gazing up. Keep that low belly supporting the spine. And release, and then inhale, get really, really tall, and exhale, twist to one side. So as you inhale, get deeper, and as you exhale, maybe going a little deeper into the twist. So take this front arm up and around, and come on back to center. Inhale, get tall. And exhale, deepen the twist on the other side. And then take that front arm up and around, opening the shoulder, and come on back to center. And then we're going to fold straight to the side. So resting one hand a little bit away from you. And exhaling into the side bend. So let the hips be heavy. Maybe you look up and down. Down is the easiest on the neck. Gazing up, it's going to be a little more challenging. Opening up that heart space. And then reach the opposite arm down and away. Maybe even finding that hip crease or something close to it on the other side. And then come on up to center. And other side. So make some space by moving that bottom hand away. Opposite hip heavy. So it's early, being gentle with your body, just noticing, maybe looking up, down. Got some things going on outside. Part of yoga is practicing staying fully present, even with distractions, like noise. So maybe take that arm way out and around. And then come on back to center. And we'll just do a little cat-cow. So on an inhale, lift your chest. On an exhale, pull your mid-back toward the back of your space. Maybe your head hangs. Do that a couple more times. Inhaling, gently arch. And exhaling, hollow out. So do any wiggling around that would feel good for you. Inhaling, gently arch. And exhaling, hollow out. Starting to feel the warmth and the energy. Come on back to neutral. And we'll come off the block. So we're going to do just a little bit of core here, seated. So no back pain. Do any modifications that you need. My legs are bent at about 90 degrees. Right? Inhale, get really, really tall. And mostly using your abdominal muscles. You can even take a block. It makes us use our inner thighs. Mostly using our abdominal muscles. Twist to one side. Inhale, take your arms up overhead. Keep that spine nice and long. And exhale to the other side. Good. Inhale, arms up, get nice and long. This is an opportunity to go deeper into boat pose if you want. Bunch of options. You could rest your hands behind your back and lift your shins, draw your toes back towards your knees, or you could keep your arms up, or you could take them forward. So you could always soften and do this dynamically, so letting go and getting back into it, or you can stay here. Just keep breathing. Come back to that Ujjayi breath. Try 2 more breaths. Again, you could be coming out of it and going back in, or you can stay. So 1 more deep inhale. And exhale out. Nice work. And let's go ahead and release that. So swing your feet to one side so that we can come to all fours. Make sure your fingers are spread wide, pushing into the thumb side. Right, on an inhale, take that right leg out behind you, heel, crown of the head, all in line. And then take your opposite thumb to the ceiling. Again, staying with the breath, maybe doing that ocean breath. 1 more. So next inhale, get super long. On your exhale, you're going to pull your knee toward your elbow. 1 more inhale, exhale. And gently release, maybe rock your hips from side to side. And take the other heel out. Toes are pointing down, thumb to the ceiling. Stick with that ocean breath. Light on the supporting arm, then exhale. Knee to the nose. Pause here. And gently release. So we're going to do one mini flow. Walk your hands one hand length forward of your shoulders, and then bring your shoulders back over your wrists. Squeeze your elbows in and drop your chest and chin to the mat. And then the hips drop down, right? And the legs get nice and long, pushing the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhaling, one gentle cobra. Exhaling, forehead to the mat. Maybe scoot your hands a little closer to your waist and try and get your hips up first. Inhaling. Options here, you could go to child's pose, resting your hips on your heels, or maybe putting a block between your hips and your heels. Or you can take a downward facing dog. Hands stay where they were, you just lift your hips up and back. Knees can stay bent, charging the ribcage toward the thighs. So we're all going to meet in a standing forward fold. Here's the first option. You could float your knees down and bring one leg forward, front knee over the ankle, and then lift the back leg and bring it to standing forward fold. Or back from downward facing dog. You could look at your thumbs, soften your knees, and walk your feet in to meet your hands. Again, the block makes your arms longer. So once you've gotten there safely, maybe hold elbow to elbow and gently swing. Easy on the low back. Feeling the hamstrings start to open up. And then soften your knees, hands on the thighs, reach the crown of the head out long. Maybe a little arch here, chair pose, and then come to your Tadasana, fingertips up in the air, nice and long. Check in with your feet, make sure they're parallel. Drop your tailbone and bring your hands to your heart. So this is where you might want to grab hold of your strap. If you can't, grab your foot in a dancer pose. That's going to be our one-legged balance today. So on an inhale, lift your right leg. Right? You could draw that knee up a little higher if it felt good. Then you're going to run your hand down your shin or wrap that strap around your ankle and bring the knees back together. So you could pick any variation of dancer pose today. I'm going to hold on with both hands. All right, so use your drishti. Remember, it's just a practice. If you fall out, just get back in it. Maybe you want to start to push your foot in your hand. You feel a real opening in that front thigh. And exhaling, lift your knee again. Bring your hands to your heart center. And release, good work. Do that same thing on the other side. Take an exhale. And on an inhale, lift the other knee. Maybe take it a little higher. And find your drishti, use the strap around the ankle if it's helpful. Bring the knees back together. Feel that front body opening up. Gently releasing the foot, lift the knee again. Bring your hands to your heart center. And exhaling, gently release, walk it out. Okay, we're going to sit up for warrior two. I want you to come back to that intention that you set. All right, so turn one set of toes out, heel to arch alignment, nice and wide. Maybe you get so wide that your ankles are under your wrists. Inhale, get really, really tall, and then exhale, bring your knee right over the middle of those turned out toes. So you could work this dynamically, right? So inhaling and exhaling out and in. That's going to be good for all that synovial fluid in your joint. Or you could stay. So challenge yourself. Cultivate whatever it is that's going to help you do what you love.
On an inhale, straighten that front leg, rest your back hand on your thigh, and draw a line up the wall to the ceiling. So maybe if you want to get a little deeper stretch in that side body, you hold that top elbow. Just make space. Exhaling, release. Through warrior two, and come on back up, turn your toes in, and take a breath. We'll go right to the other side. It feels good to get strong, limber. Exhaling right over that middle toe. Maybe you want to move a little bit. Maybe you want to settle in. Just gaze over those front fingertips. Maybe exhaling out a big ha sound here. And straightening the leg, resting the back hand on your thigh. Front palm goes up. Drop your tailbone and get long. Maybe holding the top elbow. Come out of it through warrior two. And inhaling, straighten, turn your toes in. Soften your knees. And then heel toe your way in. So that's a safe way to get your feet back under you. Okay, and come to the top of your mat. So inhaling, take your arms overhead. Soften your knees. Exhaling, swan dive forward. If it's safe, let your head hang. Inhale, halfway up. Reach the crown of the head out long. Exhale, hang again. Reverse your dive, fingertips up in the air. Root your feet, root to rise. And exhale your hands to your heart. We do that one more time. Inhaling, take your arms up. Exhaling, soften and swan dive forward. Your forward fold. Check in with your feet, make sure they're parallel. Inhale, halfway up. Exhaling, soften. Reverse your dive, fingertips up in the air. And exhaling, hands to your heart. One last forward fold to take us to the mat. Inhaling, arms overhead. Exhaling, soften your knees and hang. So you could hop your way back to the top of a push-up plank or step one leg way back so the front knee stays over the ankle. So then come to the top of your push-up. Take a breath. And then exhaling, float your knees down and take a child's pose. Again, you could rest a block between your hips and your heels, or you could put your hips on a block. Find a way to be fully supported. Move to your belly and just lay on your belly for a moment if that's more comfortable. So one more deep inhale wherever you are. Exhale out the ha sound. And then we're all going to meet in a modified up dog. So remember, you're your own best teacher. Make sure it's safe for you. So you're going to pull your low belly in. Hands are forward of my shoulders. I'm just going to slowly and gently drop my hips to the mat, lifting my sternum. Maybe rock from side to side a little bit. You could just gaze forward, no reason to hyperextend the neck. Excellent. Pull your low belly in and shifting your hips to one side so that you can come to seated. We're going to bring ourselves onto the mat on our backs. If it's safe for you to roll down, do that. Otherwise, just shift to the side and lay yourself down. But if you can, we're going to count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and and one, and let everything go. So there may be a pose that you want to do before you settle into Savasana. I'm going to draw my knees into my chest. Maybe rock from side to side a little bit. You could maybe do a bridge pose or a gentle twisting of the knees. Whatever will help you be still for a few minutes. And when you've finished your movement, bring your hands back down by your side, palms facing up if you can, moving any props out of the way so they're not touching your body. Tuck your shoulder blades together, tuck your tailbone, and then if it's okay with your body, stretch your legs out, let the toes flop open. One last time, recalling that intention that you set. With an exhale, letting it go, trusting it's been accomplished. Soften the jaw, soften the throat. Let the head be heavy. Nothing else to do until you hear my voice again. So bring your awareness back to your body. Soft jaw, soft throat, head heavy. Inhale deeply. Exhaling out. Start to make any motions that would feel right for you, starting with the extremities, fingers and toes. Eventually maybe involving the elbows and the knees. No right way to do this. Maybe curling yourself into a little ball. Lifting your head towards your knees if it's okay with your back. I invite you to keep your eyes closed. Gently roll yourself to one side. Use that top hand to push yourself up to seated. So come to an easy seated pose, whatever works for you. It doesn't have to look like anything. Just get your spine nice and long. Inhaling, take your arms out to the side and up over your head. Perhaps your palms meet there and you bring them back to your heart center. So remember, as Howard Thurman said, don't ask what the world needs. Go find what makes you come alive and do it. The world needs more people
who've come alive. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling, bow your head to your heart for showing up on your mat so you can take care of others. The Spirit in me honors the Spirit in each of you. Namaste.